Okay, I'm going to be doing the star stitch, and just so you know, there's different variations of the star stitch. Some people use 5 loops on the hook instead of 6. Some people end their rows a little bit differently. Some people do a single or double crochet when they start out after their first chain. There's just a little bit different variations. So if you see somebody doing this stitch differently, then if you learn here, don't panic. There's just different variations. Okay, so, and one person actually was using odd number chains instead of even, but most everybody uses even number chains. So I'm going to chain 12. I'm going to do a shorter version. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. And then I'm going to chain 4. Okay. You don't have to use a stitch marker. I just like to, oops, just shows where my last chain is before I do the 4. That's me. I haven't seen anybody else do that. That's just me. Okay. You don't have to do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm not going to go into the chain where the loop's at. I'm going to go into the second chain, go down, wrap around. I have 2 on the hook. Go into the next chain, wrap around. I have 3 on the hook, and I'm going to go through the next chains until I have 6 on the hook. I have 5. Take that out. Now I have 6 on the hook, and you want it to be somewhat loose. Okay, you wrap around and go through all 6 loops, and then you're going to wrap around. Now you have that center hole there. That is called the eye of the star. See, it kind of forms these 6 loops form this little star, and this last loop here is called the arm, and you'll be going through that. So I just wanted to point that out. That last loop right there. Okay, so I'm going to go into the eye of the star, wrap around. I've got 2 on my hook. Then I'm going to go through that arm there, that last loop that was on the hook. So you can see this one here, that last one. And some people go through both loops of that stitch. I just go through the front. Just it's easier. It's just your preference. You don't have to. Got 3 on the hook. Now I'm going to go into the hole from where that loop is coming from. Going through that loop where the hole's coming, or that loop's coming from. The hole where the loop's coming from. Blah. And then the next 2 chains, I'll go through so that I will have 6 loops on my hook again. And then wrap around. Go through all 6 loops. Now you don't want this to be too tight, so keep that in mind. Okay, wrap around, and then go through that center star, wrap around. Then you're going to go through that last loop that was on the hook, go behind it, just that top part of that stitch. It's my preference. And then you're going to go down into that hole from where that arm was coming from. Now you have 4 on the hook. Then I'm going through the next 2 stitches, 5 on the hook. Now I have 6 on the hook. Keep it nice and loose. Wrap around, go through all 6. Okay. Wrap around. Now you have a new eye of the star. And go through that eye of the star, wrap around. Go through that bottom loop there. Whoop. Wrap around. Then you go through the hole from where that loop came from. Wrap around. Now you have 4 on there. You're going to go through the next 2 stitches. The thing's chain's trying to twist on me. Don't like that. Oh, chain. Anyways. And then the next one. Now you have 6 on the hook. Wrap around. Go through. Wrap around. Yep. Sometimes this yarn, it's really soft yarn, but it has sometimes, you know how yarn will separate. Okay, so now you're going to go into that star, wrap around, go through that loop there, that bottom loop. Go behind that, wrap around. You're going to go into that bottom hole from where that arm, bottom hole from where the arm is coming from. You got 4 on your hook, and you go through the next 2 stitches, 1 and a 2. And you wrap around, go through all 6 loops, and then you go through. And you just go through it, do it again, go through that bottom loop of the star, wrap around, go from the hole from where that loop is coming from, and then the next 2 stitches. And you're coming to the end of your row here. So what we're going to do, ending the first row, wrap around, go through the center of that star. Now this time, let's see how many, oh, I have 1 more to go. Okay, so wrap around, go through that bottom arm of the star there, and then go through the hole where that star's coming from. And okay. Okay, so on the last stitch, we're going to act like this is the last stitch. The chain's trying to twist on me. So the last stitch, you go through that center star there, okay? But you're not going to go through that arm. This is your first star row, okay? You're not going to go through that arm this time. You're just going to go down into this hole. Actually, wrap around. You're going to do a half double crochet. And that's how you end your first row. Now, that's technically 2 rows. Now you are going to alternate. So you're not going to chain 3 this time. What you're going to do, you're not going to add a stitch. You're going to find the star, the eye of the star of each row. So here's an eye, here's an eye. Okay, so you're going to do 2 half double crochets into each eye across this row. Okay, so half double crochets, you wrap around, go down into that eye, that star. You're going to wrap around, bring 1 up. You have 3 on the hook. You're going to wrap around and go through all 3 and repeat so that you've done that twice into that eye of that star. Wrap around and wrap around, go through all 3. Okay, skip this stitch here. You find the next eye, the star, wrap around, go down through, wrap around, bring it up. You got 3 on the hook, wrap around, and do that 1 more time into this eye, wrap around, go through all 3. And you're going to do that all the way across. Find each eye of the star, your previous, and put 2 half double crochets into each one. Find the next eye of the star, down in there, wrap around, go down, wrap around, bring it up, wrap around, go through that. Find the next eye of the star, wrap around, go down under, wrap around, go through. Find the next eye of the star, which is right here, wrap around, go down, wrap around, go through, wrap around, go down, wrap around, go through. whoop, 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 come back here. I have to redo that last half double crochet because it got away from me. That's okay. Wrap around, go down through, wrap around. Okay, so now to close this up, you're going to go into this turning stitch here, okay? And you're just going to whoop, bring it through, okay? And then you're going to go back to the first, like the first row that you did, and you're going to chain 3, 2, 3. And then, so see, you'll alternate. You'll chain 3 and then work your star stitch across, and you'll end in skipping that last arm and going in, ending with that double crochet. And then you'll do double crochets, 2 double crochets across, and then you'll start like this row again. So you'll alternate. So you'll skip this first chain that this is in, go into the second chain, wrap around, second, and then until you have 6 on your hook again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wrap around, go through all 6. Find your eye of the star there, wrap around, and you go through that bottom arm, wrap around, go through the hole from which that arm's coming from, and then the next 2 chains. Whoop. Wrap around, go through that eye of that star, go through the arm, the bottom arm of the star, and then the hole from where that star is coming from, and then the next 2 chains, or stitches, I mean. Wrap around, go through the center of that star, wrap around, go through this arm here, that bottom loop, go behind it, wrap around, go from the hole where that one is coming from, wrap around, and then the next 2 stitches. And then repeat. So that is basically the star stitch. See? Nice even edges, no gaps. And it's, some people like to use different colors. I think it's a pretty stitch. I think it'd be pretty for a blanket, pretty for many things. But so you see how you alternate. You start out with the first one, you chain, do 4, and you go into the second stitch, and then do your star stitch all the way across, and then end by skipping that bottom loop and just going directly into that. And then the next one, the next row, you do 2 double crochets into each eye of the star stitch and end in just like doing going into that end turning, and then you chain 3 and then just do like you did the first one. So you just basically alternate between rows. So, pretty little stitch. And I'm thinking about doing the alpine stitch. I'm interested in learning that one. If there's any stitch you would like to learn and want me to do a tutorial, just comment below. Appreciate if you